So let's get started. We are going to draw little Petey and Petey. I always use a pencil and make sure that I have an eraser as well. Then I go over my art with a fine marker so that it really pops. So let's start with Petey. His head is a simple circle. Sometimes it's hard to draw a circle. You might need to practice. Please remember you can stop this video at any time just so that you can catch up and follow along with the drawing. And then you can start it up again and we can keep making Petey. So here's his head. Now let's add his face. He has those straight lines for eyes. Dave Pilkey makes most of his characters with those eyes. Little round nose, a line joining his nose and his mouth, He's going to look like he's kind of happy, and I'm going to draw his teeth in. But anytime you add the V above the eyebrows, he changes from happy to a little evil. So in the first few Dogman books, Petey was pretty evil. I think I like the new Petey better, where he's a little friendlier. Little Petey's heart has warmed him up. So I'm just going over the mouth and the teeth so you can see it a little better. There's that V. Now let's add his whiskers. Three whiskers on one side, two whiskers on the other side, because he used one of his whiskers to clone little Petey in The Tale of Two Kitties. His body is a rectangle, but it's kind of a little squished or narrower on the top than it is on the bottom. Don't make it too long or it'll look like Petey's wearing a dress. I'm going to put his legs on. His legs are pretty skinny. Oops. That's why I have a pencil with an eraser. It's kind of like he's going to be running in this picture. Let's put his arms on. And 4 fingers. All that's left is his tail. Flat tail. I wonder what happened to his tail. All right, so Petey will need stripes. I'm just going to go over his body with a marker. You can catch up with your drawing or make sure you pause the video so that you don't rush your art. It's nice to work slowly so that you can do the best job that you can. And I often have to do the same picture over and over just to practice because it gets a little better every time I draw it. I think drawing Dogman characters is fun. And I sure have gotten better since I started drawing them. All right, here's his stripes. Papa! Are you ready? Let's go on and start little Petey. So sometimes when I draw little Petey, it's hard to make him cute. So I have started doing it, drawing a circle for his head, and then I erase a little bit on the front, and that's where I put that cute little bump, the cheek of his. You don't want that cheek too big, or little Petey ends up looking like a duck. So here I'm just drawing his forehead and that little tiny cheek. I know it's hard to see in pencil. I'll go over it right away with a marker. Here we go. Little tiny bump. Here's his eyes. Same as Petey's. Nose the same as Petey's with the same line and a tiny mouth. Petey's eyebrows are usually way up at the top of his head, just under his ears. And teeny tiny little ears. Let me do that all in marker for you. All right, Petey's body. Oh, let's put his whiskers on so we can see the 3 little freckles and his 3 whiskers. We can't see the ones on the other side just because of the way his head is. Here's his little body. It's almost like a teardrop or a little oval or a raindrop. Now I'm going to put his arms on. His arms are like a J. One J going the right direction and a J going backwards. And then when I draw his feet, I just draw 3 little lines. The line in the middle is the longest, and the 2 lines on the outside are a little bit shorter. There, I'll just go over everything with a marker so you can see it a little bit better. Ooh, he kind of looks like he's ballet dancing. And there's his tail. Remember, little Petey's tail is not flat. Petey and little Petey. Now, you can always put in the background. Oh, let's put little Petey in his crate or his box. So when you're drawing a crate, it's like 3 rectangles. The one in the front of him, the one he's standing in, and then the side of the box. I'm coloring it in now so it's a little bit easier to see. Little Petey. All right, so we're going to make a bookmark. I will show you how. You can draw a little Petey on your bookmark. Oh, let's put some background in this picture. And then if you want to practice, you can draw them all over again on your bookmark. So we're going to practice drawing Petey and little Petey. But you can put any of the Dogman characters on your bookmarks. An easy way to work with these bookmarks is to fold it on the line between the two colors. So here I have folded between the red and the yellow, just down the middle. Now that I have the two of them together, I can cut them out at the same time. So I'll show you. Cutting it out down that line. I hope this works on both sides. If you fold it just perfectly, you should have the red on one side and the yellow on the other. Now you can go ahead and draw whatever Dogman character you like. You could actually draw a little Petey down here if you want, or you can make all of the Super Buddies here and use this as a bookmark whenever you're reading a Dogman book. Once you're done your drawing, take some tape, and you can use small pieces of tape, or you can put glue. So you could glue the inside of this, fold it together, and your Dogman bookmark now has two sides. Or you can take small pieces of tape and just tape it along the edge. So put a piece of tape right along here, fold it, and if you do that all the way down, you now have a Dogman book. I actually have a student who laminated it. So if your mom and dad have a laminator, they can run it through the laminator, and then it ends up being like it's got plastic on both sides. So that works just super.